Okay. So we'll call the meeting of the Arts Commission to order. We'll start with roll call.
Commissioner Rayom.
Here.
Commissioner Goodson.
Here.
Commissioner Krantz.
Here.
Commissioner Beers.
Here.
Chairperson Tamori.
Here. Good, we're all here, so we go ahead and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Who hasn't done it yet?
I'll do it if you want
Okay.
to. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So here's the time to address the commission about anything that's not listed. If you wish to address the commission on an item listed on the agenda, please follow the instructions.
Mr. Chairperson, we do not have any speakers on this item.
Okay, sorry to see no one's here, but
How about that game?
oh,
49ers
oh, that game.
in Philadelphia. Woo!
I know. A lot of people, upset people, huh?
All right, the consent calendar. Moving on. I thought you were in a hurry. Approval of the minutes. Our commissioners may approve the minutes of October 25th. Have you all had a chance to review the minutes?
I move that we approve the minutes.
Any seconds?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You're absent.
Motion carries with 5 yeses and 0 nos.
Okay, regular business. So a letter of support for the, I should say, first annual City of Oroville Visual Performing Arts Showcase. So what this is an idea that I have done it with when I was at BCOE. And basically, it's just a celebration of the arts. And you actually, I guess I should say it's reincarnated, because way back when I first arrived in Oroville, we did have a community arts festival. So I thought, gee, it's time to let's try to do that again. So I contacted the YMCA, and we were able to do this event as a free event for the city of Oroville. So not going to cost us anything, no funding.
Okay.
YMCA is going to print everything up, and the Artists of Rivertown is basically the other organization. So what do you guys think? Any?
So this item was brought to this commission from Chair Tamori. It was an event, I think it's his brainchild that he said he's wanting to reincarnate. So this is just a letter in support from this body in support of this art showcase coming, we'll say, back into town, or have a first annual showcase. We're wanting to have this body's buy-in, and then we would take it to the Oroville City Council as well to get a letter of support from them. That way we can, use both the Oroville Arts Commission logo and the City of Oroville logo on, advertisements and getting the public involved and, bringing more arts to our downtown area.
So it's an idea is to showcase what we have, give a boost to the arts providers, and then another little thing where we have workshops in the visual arts, the drama, dance, and music. So we're thinking maybe some of our commissioners that have talents in those areas might want to do little workshops. No, it's just a chance to get you out there if you, yeah.
I
just
think
thought,
letters of support are always good, especially in the arts and creativity and beautification of our city.
So as of right now, Mr. Tamori has spoke to the YMCA. It sounds like we have the Oroville Convention Center booked for April 29th. If any of those details change, or if the title of the Visual Arts Performing Showcase changes, that's something that we could bring back to this body or do another letter of support if anything like that.
What is that date?
So Saturday, April 29th.
All right.
Be about 10 to 5, 10 to 5, something like that, on a Saturday. So anybody want to make a motion, or I don't think I should.
I move that we should consider offering a letter of support for the first annual City of Oroville Visual and Performing Arts Showcase.
I second.
All in favor, or take a vote?
Motion carries with 5 yeses and 0 nos.
Well, I hope the date might not be set next year, but I know it'll grow, and it's just an attempt to get a little wave going, and then
Absolutely.
maybe a bigger wave. And
Yeah, this could be something that the Arts Commission, could
As
be a
a
part of
group.
every year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
as a group,
show their support every year. The other thing on there I forgot to reiterate was you're also wanting the Arts Commission to be involved. So that is either to attend or to participate with your form of art that you're involved in. So that was something that we're also going to ask when we go to City Council as well for their involvement, just for participation.
Okay, thanks for clarification.
Okay, so moving on to the next item, which is Oroville Arts Commission call for ideas. So this item was what we spoke about, I guess not the last meeting, but the meeting before. And we put a call out just for the public to get involved, just to see what they wanted, instead of putting out a specific NOFA for a specific project or dollar amount. We kind of wanted to see what the public's interested in seeing. So we put out just a call for our ideas. We ran it for 2 weeks. It was on our city website, our city social media, which was boosted twice on our social media, and we got an article in the Mercury Register that came out on January 12th. So this ran until we were taking submissions until January 24th. And as you can see in your guys' packet, we got quite a bit of ideas, which is really exciting. People are really interested. So we saw all kinds of ideas from functional art, which could be walkways, signs, benches, to anything. Of course, murals are always popular. Some people said a cultural mural or, something related to like fire evacuees that are now living here. Sculptures, Ishii was mentioned. The painting of like electrical boxes, even something small like that to get multiple artists involved. I'm kind of just briefly going through some of the ideas that I saw in there. A peace pole, children's theater, some interest in even bringing some festivals to this area. Mentioned a music festival or like a storytelling festival, which seemed pretty interesting. Even bringing some other art like from Burning Man or anything like that. So there was all kinds of great ideas from the public. So I think this was successful. The staff is recommending that we do put out a NOFA. So if you guys see anything in these suggestions that you love, because a lot of people that offered suggestions aren't artists. They're just people from the public that were like, I have ideas, but I'm not an artist. I couldn't draw it up in my mind. So they didn't want to say like, ooh, pick me to do this, but they're wanting to see things around the city. So I think we would need to put it out for something more specific, either to, if we had an idea that we liked as a body, we could put it out for a dollar amount, or we could put it out for a specific, art piece. Did everyone have some time to look through the emails?
Yes, so I was just curious.
Yeah.
When this was put out to the public, you said that there was no specific dollar amount, and I think that's what brought a lot of people into.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
appreciate that. That
Yeah,
was pretty ingenious. It gets more people involved.
I think that was-
when we start putting, from what I can see, previously, when you say 50,000, 40,000, then you get the big wigs that are coming in
Yeah.
with those dollar amounts. But this way, you're pulling in. There's no big or small.
Yeah. I think this was, not to take credit, I think this was actually the idea of this body, is it was a way for, if we do have something on here that's really expensive, we could save for a while. You know, we could look at something and say, this is what we want to do. We're going to wait until we get in more in lieu fees within the city, which we are expecting from a lot of the construction that's going on.
Right.
So we could, you know, hold off on what we're suggesting of the 40,000 and we could wait. Or we could do something smaller just to start some art projects. So that was a great way to just get the public involved with big or small ideas.
I also have them in color if anyone wants me to pull them up.
Yes.
So I saw one I thought that was kind of unique. It was functional art like bike racks and markers. The Downtown Business Association put those signs up on the flagpole or the light poles. Really great addition to the downtown area. I wish they were bigger, but that's my only criticism of that. But I thought functional things that could have a uniformity to it, which was also mentioned in another one of these. You know, cities have like a little symbol or something of the city that they place around the town.
Yeah, I saw that one as well. They suggested using
Yeah.
poppies or something, like they're kind of like hidden around town, and other
So-
tons have used, I think
Yeah,
they
so if you
suggested
had
was
like a bike
cows.
rack that had some sort of decorative thing, that might be a thematic thing. I passed out a copy of this mural guide I got from Corvallis. They had these little kind of horse tie-up poles, kind of. I don't know what they were for, but they would kind of unify the downtown area. So that was one idea I thought sort of stood out. Seemed like we were talking about maybe running out of places for murals, and I thought the sculpture idea might be good. What do you think about a sculpture garden instead of like a random? I mean,
Are
just-
you asking a question?
I
right
just saying,
now?
you know, what about? Or, you know, I'm just saying that.
So I know that, I want to say council member. It's all the same.
My name's
Council
misspelled on here
member-
too.
Council member Beers.
It says bears, not beers. Typo.
Is in the queue, but I will just put in my
My good
2
friend Jackie.
cents. I think our town is becoming inundated with murals. And so I think it's just time to pump the brakes on that and do something different. If that answers, I'm not even sure if that answered your question.
Oh, I was just throwing it out there, just reacting to this, and
Yeah.
yeah, I thought so too.
But-
That's where we kind of decided. The other ones were, you know, the State Theater and some other things that may be out of the area of ours and stepping on other people's toes.
Bears. Hello, Miss Bears.
Comments? Anything else, or?
Yeah, so my thing was obviously the state theater thing for children's theater, right up my alley. So I would love that, but I'm biased on that one. But the other one that I really liked was there was one that was talking about like a garden path, something about like a history garden. I thought that would be cool because we don't really have anything like that. It says rock walls, and then a beautiful peaceway walkway mazes, local trees lined with native flowers. And then it says walkway of history of Oroville, using sculptures, flowers, and wall art. That was the one that besides the theater one that I really liked. But again, it utilized the sculptures, which maybe we want to try something new.
And
So-
the Burning Man sort of stood out too. All the leftover Burning Man things that kind of intrigued me. Like, wonder what those might be.
Okay, Burning Man. So when I think of Burning Man, I think of Burning Man. Yeah.
It's this big
the
celebration
festival
and-
and, yeah, absolutely.
That's what they're talking
That's what they're
about.
talking about.
All the
Stop
leftover
it.
art from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I know.
No.
I feel like
You're
it really
on men and
doesn't.
tooties.
I don't feel like it fits the Oroville like
No. Oh, my.
brand.
They did, yeah, the person that submitted that did say that a
Did say that,
town
yeah.
has done that and it brings a lot of attraction, but I'm not,
But what kind?
Well,
attraction's attraction,
Because
but
we already have some sideshows.
well, we were just asking about, we're just brainstorming to see if we want to have the NOFA say something specifically, so.
And so we always also seem to gravitate towards doing something on this side of Oral Dam. And so we've got a whole city. And I'm just wondering how we can bring some of these artistic additions, not addictions, to some of our outlying areas. Just thinking outside of the box.
I think originally when it was started, it was the historic district.
Yes,
So
it was.
So we're suggesting we're going to expand as we have the authority to do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
within- yeah,
The
city
NOFA can be
limits.
open to city limits. Yeah, wherever you would like it to be. So it's been as narrow as the historic district or as broad as the entire city limits.
Could we do something that was just a general arts NOFA? And then just have people bring their presentations?
Yes, that has been brought forward as well.
That's what I would like to do.
Okay.
And then do we list a dollar amount? There's,
Yeah, because then people can bring in their proposals and we can decide.
Isn't
which
that
one we
where
like.
we got the live showcasing, the live
Yes.
performances? Okay, because it was general. So to try that again.
Yeah, I mean,
so
but
we
then
have,
we don't have to choose something like that. We can
Right.
choose something else.
that way it does bring in someone that's, actually interested in that piece. So they usually have it figured out with an artist in mind, or is the artist presenting it, or they have the building they've already asked the building owner. That way it is making it a little bit more specific than what we did this time, but it's completely up to this commission.
so I think I read that we have about 40,000 in our coffers. Is there any other monies coming up down the,
Let Dawn take that.
We were hoping to have another development submit application, but they haven't yet. So we should be receiving the funding for Hampton Inn and Suites here pretty soon. They have chosen
For who?
the Hampton Inn and Suites, the
Right.
hotel. They've chosen the in lieu route for funding, and then Dutch Brothers, which that will be a smaller amount because the construction value of that is much smaller, but still it adds to the funding for the program.
Oh, excuse me.
So that's why at this time, staff is recommending doing a 40,000. As you can see in our fiscal impact, our fund balance has stayed the same for quite a while. And that's because we are anticipating those other in lieu fees to come in, but we just have no timeline of when that will happen. So that's why we're kind of sticking with that $40,000 range.
and then are we going to have another workshop again for developing their proposal like we did with the last NOFAs, or?
I think it would be beneficial to do a workshop again. We'll probably have a new pool of artists that will be interested. Even if you do put out just the $40,000 and you get a group of proposals that just don't meet what you were looking for, you can consider them as non-responsive and put it back out. And we might end up having more funding at that time as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, Commissioner Rayon?
So I was thinking instead of like just a price, if we choose what we want, like if we were doing a mural, we'd say how big and we'd post pictures of what wall it would be on, and then we get ideas. So then it's more specific and they know kind of the limits we're looking for. and-
Absolutely. You
Yeah,
can narrow it that way.
Absolutely, you could do that with, if you had a
Or
building
like-
in mind, or if you had like a specific area that, a sculpture, and like for an area, you could say like, this is the place, we've already got approval from X, Y, and Z of who owns this. This is where we're wanting it. Bring your proposals of sculptures or murals, like you said. So, yeah.
And like the wall that's downtown and they put the Humpty Dumpty on it. So if we did a sculpture or did something else with that pool or whatever is there, I don't know if we were going to keep the wall. But
The fountain.
The fountain is
that-
being
So for-
removed.
Weren't we
Because
gonna
I-
tear that down?
I think everyone's been talking about, tearing it down. But so if we were going to focus on certain area, then maybe come up with
So are you
ideas
saying,
and then put it out there.
are you saying, for example, like the roundabout, a specific area, and then what we would
Ask
like
people-
to see?
yeah.
Or one of the
Okay.
parks. Hewitt Park will be under
Yeah.
renovation here in the late summer, and so there's opportunity for a sculpture or a mural there.
So I thought that was already in the initial proposal.
It's in the proposal.
It would just be an additional
Yeah.
art piece.
Commissioner Beers?
Oh, yes. One of the comments I wanted to say, I had that, and I had a question. So I got some feedback from people about our sculpture or mural, and they said there's some verbiage in the contracts for the building owner that basically they have to like maintain that mural for life, and it's some problematic verbiage that building owners don't want to sign because then they're not going to live forever. You know what happens if they sell their building? So
Well, and it's not the life of them, it's the life of the mural, and the life of the mural isn't as lengthy as one would expect it to be. Even though we have put requirements in place for all of our art and murals to have the protective coatings on them and the graffiti coatings on them, it's better than it was previously. Our murals are lasting longer, but there's also a clause in that agreement that says that they can submit a request to paint over that mural if they choose not to maintain it in its lifespan.
right. I think that when people are approaching businesses to get these murals put up, I think that's one of the kickbacks they get.
And I think that's something that we can discuss at the workshop as well, with the guidelines.
And then I just had a question. Do we, as a council, California Art Council is going to be putting out grants. They released a lot of money. Are we going to, as a body, going to apply for
Apply
those
for
grants?
those grants?
We certainly can apply for those grants if that's the will of the commission.
Absolutely.
I feel like just having more money in general, even though we're going to have money come in from those areas, I feel like, I know that I've been attending grant workshops so I can write one for the theater, but I feel like us being that we can distribute them,
Yeah.
they'll give us higher amounts.
Okay. Miss Daly will look into that,
Okay.
and we'll get some information
All right,
back to you all.
thank you.
Great.
Thanks, that's
Commissioner
that's
Rowan
a
again.
great idea.
I just wanted to tag on to the mural, the upkeep of murals. Maybe that could be an idea for, I don't know if we can like pay someone to touch up their own mural, like the oranges that are starting to get faded, and just like some of the upkeep of the murals that are around. I don't know.
Well, that is, they said it. That is a concern, the upkeep of murals. And the orange one comes to mind because it's so big. I mean, that could be part of our NOFA, right? Maybe not.
That could be
Be
a
like a-
separate account that would be generated by grant money that we can get and a separate line item for that specific
Well, that's a great suggestion.
need.
To rehab or freshen up murals.
Right.
Okay. So is there a motion for proposing our NOFA be open-ended, or how do we put it?
Or a specific location.
Or specific?
That's a tough one.
Commissioner Krantz?
Well,
That's,
I think part of this question was answered a couple of minutes ago. So are we both asking that the artist submit their proposal along with the location? Or are we also asking for proposals for certain locations?
That's up to this commission. So when we've done it in the past, artists have usually brought their location that they're wanting to do it at. That's not all, it doesn't always work out that way, but some of them usually come with their application and they already have permission from the business owner.
Okay.
If you're wanting a specific spot, I would say we need to write that into the NOFA. If you're, of an area that you're wanting to see something, we would need to be specific when we release it.
Right. Or was there anything in our, I'm sorry, was there anything in our review of those proposals that stood out to anybody as maybe a guiding factor?
well, one, I have already voiced my concern with being inundated and known as the city of murals. So I kind of am leaning towards Councilperson Rayom in regards to a specific location.
Specific areas of Oroville that kind of stand out to everyone that is just screaming for artwork to be installed?
Who, Commissioner Rayo?
Oh. I don't know if it's ready to be installed, but like I said before, the wall, like taking care of whatever's going on with that in front of the municipal auditorium.
So
I don't
those,
know.
yeah, for the Oroville Convention Center, the plans are under,
Hard.
the plans are still being prepared for the full accessible path and landscape application there. So that will all completely be changed. There will no longer be a fountain there.
Right.
All of the concrete stairs and walkways are not accessibly compliant. So we're having to update all of that. So that will be completely different here by the end of the year.
And then do we have a mural like at the Southside Community Center, like in Southside? Do we have a mural over there? Yeah.
There's not a mural on that building.
But inside.
On the side of the building.
It's, no.
No,
There
the
are two
cultural
distinct,
center.
separate
Yeah.
centers.
Yeah.
There's the
you're talking
African-American
about, okay.
Family and Culture Center, and there's the Southside Oroville Community Center, which is on the hill.
So there was a mural funded by this commission on the cultural center.
Cultural Center, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. It's not Southside.
And there's also the Martin Luther King Jr. Park in that area as well off of Wyandotte, and we could coordinate to do something there with Feather River Parks and Rec.
And so that's always been one of the concerns of the Southside Community Center is that mural has been up for, it's weathered many a storm. It is in disrepair. And I don't foresee Feather River doing anything to restore that. So either a restoration project or just doing something different.
Yeah, that's
for
an
a
idea.
mural. Yeah, it's long overdue.
So you can look at like south/east Oroville, if that's over there.
I also like Mr. Tamori handed this out, but I've heard people say that they wish we had like a mural that was interactive, like you could take photographs in front of it and then tag it on social media or something. I don't know if that would be at a park or something. I don't know.
Yeah, interactive murals have been
They're
have
fun.
become really popular, where it looks like you're fishing, or
Yeah.
it looks like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
jumping into something. Yeah, That is something that, if you had an idea in mind, or even the location that we're talking about, Martin Luther King Park, that could be something, if you're interested in seeing ideas for and incorporate something interactive.
So while we're on the MLK Park, who would, whether it's for immediate or future, it would be good to initiate that conversation. And I'm sure that Feather River would not mind
Right.
us shouldering that task of
Yeah.
renovating or doing something different on that wall.
I can reach out to their general manager.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And they may have other areas or murals in their parks that might need some attention.
Yes. Okay.
So that sounds like a good proposal. How about that for focus?
And let's have a secondary just in case Feather River Parks and Rec
Okay.
is not on board with that idea. So
Well-
I doubt that they won't be.
My second is this. I just love this.
See?
To put where?
Right there.
In that roundabout?
Where? Oh,
The roundabout.
the roundabout. What's
Right
roundabout
there.
is it? Right there.
Across from Boss.
It's Bossburger roundabout.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, it is right there. Yeah, I like that. That's
So we,
cool.
so we could put it out. I mean, I could reach out to that artist specifically, or we could put it out for that location.
For that, right.
I mean, we, like
For
Dawn said,
for the
we can do.
location.
What was that?
For the location.
Yeah, we could reach out for that location specifically and ask for
Ideas?
sculpture ideas.
So you can put something in the roundabout? I didn't,
Why
It
not?
has to be,
City.
yes, that would take some extra organization just because we would have to do traffic control
traffic,
and it would have to be craned into place. So there would be a lot of strategy to put into that, but we could do it.
Does that affect visibility? It's like
It potentially could. So one of the size that's being proposed might be too large, but if we scaled it back to be the size of a traditional person or maybe just a
Right.
percentage larger, that might work. And a bronze that's that large that's being proposed might blow the budget
Oh,
substantially.
Definitely.
But scaling
It
it
would
back
have to be
down and still
downsized.
having that figure
Right.
might work.
Right.
So
It would detour, I mean, I would venture to say traffic would more readily slow down because that would kill your car.
one would hope.
To view it, maybe, yeah.
so what I'm hearing is a proposal as we focus on two locations. One, the roundabout. The second one is MLK Park. to do
MLK Park.
And are we, MLK Park, are we interested in finding someone to rehab the existing mural, or are we wanting to see if they're interested seeing something new?
See what they have, what would they,
We're open to something new.
right, open to
If they
something
are.
new.
MLK Park.
Do we have to vote on that?
Yes, we should. We should make a motion to help me out on this.
Just to release,
For amount or release for the two.
you can do it just to release it for the two. You can specify 20,000 each. I mean, you guys have prerogative
That's what
to.
I'm thinking. yeah.
Well, even just having those two locations be the primary focus locations and receive proposals for both locations, and you can decide which one that you feel would be best or one to put on the back burner for another NOFA.
So moved.
Okay.
So there's a motion. Is there a second?
I second.
Well, go ahead and vote.
You have it.
And does everybody understand what they're voting for?
Yes.
Like you had a question.
So we're deciding on splitting the two and putting one in the center, and then we're voting off of like
Two
these
locations.
two
locations.
Yeah, it was proposed
the
that we're,
roundabout or the
Yep.
park.
MLK Park.
yeah, splitting the funding. This is all dependent on getting approval from Feather River
River.
Park and Recreation to work on that mural. If and when we hear back from them, we can definitely bring this back to the body. But yeah, it would be splitting the funds and putting it out for those two locations. One specifically for the mural and one specifically for some sort of sculpture or something in the roundabout.
But not splitting the funds.
Because
splitting the funds.
it would be minimal. I mean, it wouldn't cost 20,000 for the mural to refurbish it or
Sure.
put another one up there.
Did we ever sorry. The other park with that was like the train park and it had a roundabout, did we ever like put something in the middle of that?
That artwork hasn't been decided, but we can come back to that at a later meeting.
Okay.
There will be a mural there that will be in the splash pad area of the park, and it'll look like a train tunnel. Cool. So,
Okay. I just like the sculpture, like people will want to take a picture in front of it, and this is in the middle of traffic. So if it's at a park, people can take a picture with it without a ton of traffic. I don't know. So that was my only idea with that.
That's definitely something, once we receive proposals, we might want to touch on.
Okay.
And this won't be our last funding.
no, definitely not.
We've got a whole city.
Motion carries with 5 yeses and 0 nos.
Yay. So now we're at the discussion and correspondence staff reports.
So I just had a few items for you guys, or actually just one, but I wanted to let you guys know that on January 17th, the council meeting, they approved the project with Rainforest Art Project in working with Caltrans and their, what's it called, the transportation art proposals that we received. And they are going to be at 162 and Highway 70 interchange and the Highway 70 Montgomery Street off ramps. And we've worked with Rainforest Art Project before, so as you guys know, it's going to be the mosaic artwork that we use the local, we're using the Oroville schools to put together. So they proposed 8 laser cutouts of different like birds and fish silhouettes that then the local school children will do the mosaics on. So I was just, that's a really fun project that was approved by City Council, so we're moving forward with that project. That is, I believe, the only update I have.
Okay, commissioners, you have anything to share?
I had a question.
Yeah.
Do we know where the status is for the welcome, the new welcome to
The new
Oroville?
branding?
The new, yes, with that artwork. Have the artists and
Is this
City
for the welcome
Council had a
signs?
chance to discuss what changes were going to be made? Or
For the welcome signs, yeah, this was put on, I want to say put on hold. I'm not sure if that's the right term, but we are moving into, we're working with a branding company right now, and working on new branding, new logos, everything like that. So the council decided to hold off on doing the new city limit signs, waiting for kind of the rebranding to come through. So that's ultimately why they kind of are at a stop right now.
Okay, thanks.
The old signs were dated and faded, and so the Public Works Department has put up generic welcome to Oroville signs or city limit signs with the population, updated population.
Commissioner Beers?
Okay, so first of all, I wanted to remind you guys that Laramie Project opens on Thursday. It's going to be open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday at Birdcage Theater. It is a drama about the death of Matthew Shepard, so bring your tissues. But it's very good, and my cast is done very great. And I also wanted to tell you a little bit, like when you're looking into those grants, since I've been doing the research and attending the grant meetings, they have they have a criteria that they use for these grants, and it's based on a lot of socioeconomical of the areas.
Yeah.
And our area that we're in is in a highly, an area that would be highly approved if we had the right
Yes.
verbiage in a grant, and that we would most likely get the funding as long as we,
We're
we
designated
applied
as a
and-
disadvantaged community.
Correct, yes. I was trying to say it in
So I know you were, and it was
professional way.
It wasn't working. 34 to 38% of the people here live below the poverty level.
Correct. And so it's economic stuff, it's, diversity, it's a
Yes.
bunch of that type of thing that.
We're very eligible.
That's to our advantage.
Yes. Yeah, there's, when asking for money, it's to our advantage.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to let you know that while you're looking into it, and I know the funds should be, I think they're going to be coming out in March.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll keep an
I'll
eye
be
out for
looking
those.
into those. I'll probably reach
specific
out to you, Jennifer, since you're already involved. So I might reach out to you a little bit just to see
Yep.
if you've already gone to workshops.
It's, they haven't released it. There's
Thank you for
a
that.
different one.
So I brought this
Specifically.
copy of a brochure that I picked up when I was in Corvallis this summer teaching, and I just thought it would be an interesting little thing that we might want to look into. Maybe piggyback with the Chambers mural pamphlets that they have, and put our murals on some sort of guiding tour. When I was there, we kind of followed the map and looked at all the different things. It was pretty interesting. So I just throwing it out for your information and see if we'd be interested in something like that. Oh, that's the whole brochure. But
This is what.
the chamber has several different ones over there, and the murals have been left off. Might be cost effective if we could figure out how to get into that and just put it on theirs. Because we have a internet mural tour, I think, yeah,
Yeah.
that
We
I
do.
found. So this might be something else because they go in the chamber's office and then they can see. So, and then the other news I have is the Rainforest Project and the Artists of Rivertown. We have a little workshop bench we're going to set up. So if any of you want to come in, anybody, on our hours, you can come in. We can start working on one of the panels for the nature wall. So.
Wonderful.
And reached out to Oroville High, Las Plumas, going to go to the junior highs next, Garden Club, Long Center, and then we'll go to the Cultural Center and see if we can get some recruits there. And,
Any charter schools?
we haven't gone that far yet, but I know probably Stream would be a good one, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the progress.
Yeah. Let us know what days, if you have any scheduled. We'd love to come out, maybe take some pictures and put it on our social media.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have the ones
Keep
from
me in the loop.
I have the ones from the Salmon Festival. I could send you those.
Yes.
Oh, I guess our guests are leaving. Well, any other commissioners? Any other reports? Or
I have none.
okay, well, no further business. I guess we'll go ahead and move to adjourn. And thank you for another great session and the good work we're hopefully doing.
Thank you all.
Yeah, I get to hit this thing right.